gotten to see of the Colts yet, but just what are your initial impressions of the Colts offense?
Yeah, I think they're very efficient. Obviously with the running back, he's probably one of the best in the league. Just vision, ability to make people miss, and then obviously speed and power too. I think he has all the traits of a great running back. The quarterback, he's been around the league for a really long time, played at a high level for a really long time, seen everything. So obviously a big part of our stuff this week is going to be disguising and trying to not tip our hand early. And then they've got threats on the outside as well. A couple receivers that can really fly, take the top off the defense. I think they've gotten some of the most explosive plays in the league up to this point, and that's an area of emphasis for us for the last couple weeks. So they're a really good offense. We're going to have our hands full this week.
You guys have had your struggles in certain games with defending the running. As you mentioned, not going against one of the best running backs in the league. Just how does that elevate even more this week, the focus in that specific area of you guys' defense?
Yeah, for sure. I think I think what it comes down to is everybody doing their job, staying in their gaps and getting off blocks and making plays at the end of the day. We're going to spend a lot of time this week talking about how we need to fit the run, how we need to defend the run better, and rightfully so. We didn't do a good enough job last week, but you go back 2 weeks and we did a really good job. So I think just the consistency of what we're doing, everybody understanding the job, and then at the end of the day doing your job and making plays when it's your time to make a play.
Jonathan Taylor, just like you said, is a particular kind of star in the NFL. Just looking at last week, I feel like Miami, they're just different. I mean, that's like your game plan against Miami. Every team is a little different, but Miami is a different than any other. The game plan against Miami isn't like any other than the team. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is. It is different. They've got obviously guys on the outside that can take the top off at any moment. So really defending the run with lighter boxes and trying to two gap and do that type of thing, as well as making sure we're all on the same page with as many motions that they were doing, shifts, that type of thing. And I think that's where we can improve. I think the communication aspect, starting with myself, getting all 11 guys on the same page and moving in the same direction. I think once we get that cleaned up, we'll be better. And I think like you said, the style of offense that they ran is different. It's different than pretty much any other team in the league. So, moving on to this week, we're excited for the challenge. Like we said earlier, they got one of the best backs in the league, one of the best offensive lines in the league. So it'll be a challenge for us.
You spent 22 and 23 with Jordan Phillips. What can he kind of add to the defense?
Yeah, Big Phil is awesome. He's one of the first vets that kind of took me under his wing when I got here. My locker was actually right next to his at St. John Fisher in training camp, so I got to spend a lot of time with him and got pretty close with him and his family. I think just his experience. He's been a lot of places. He's played a lot of good football. His physicality. He's a real big dude. Obviously, takes up blocks, makes plays in the run game, can pass rush as well. And then just his energy and who he is as a person, as a man, as a teammate. I think anytime you can get a vet like that in the room and in the building, it's going to be awesome for us. Seeing him this morning was good, man. It was like a breath of fresh air. Just having him back and having him around. So all of us are excited for him.
There's no offense to the backups who filled in so well, but have you ever stepped back with all the injuries and thought what this defense could do if it was fully healthy? I
try not to live in that mindset. I think obviously we've had injuries. I think every team has injuries. Some of the ones that we've had were major key contributors and things like that. But I think everybody that's played for us has played up to the standard and has done their job and has played well. I think the depth that Brandon has built and Coach McDermott have brought in has been on display. So when some guys go out, other guys step in and play up to the standard that everybody else has. So I think that's really the mindset. And when everybody gets healthy, then we'll see what happens.
Well, I was going to flip the question that way. Do you look forward to when everybody gets healthy and this whole unit is together? I mean,
yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure, I think so. Just having the opportunity to play with guys like Matt when he comes back, that'll be special just because of the type of guy, type of person, type of player he is. But until that moment, we're focused on what we're doing right now and how we can improve every day.
Bobby Babich the other week about what he does for guys' mindsets, and he was saying like he'll set everyone's mindset
Yep.
at the beginning of practice. How does he do that for you?
Yeah, I think it starts early in the week. Me and Bobby have a really, really good and close relationship. He was the linebackers coach my first couple years here. So I think, in the defensive unit meeting, he'll come in and really set the mindset for everybody going into the game. Things we need to do, things we need to improve on, and then just the mental space that we need to get to in order to win the game. And then for me personally, we talk 24/7. He's giving me tips, keys, anything that he thinks I need to focus on, or anything he thinks I need to display and give to the defense to help all of us. And I think he's been one of the best in the building at that, just really shaping our mind and our mental approach every single week.
How important is that to not only do it for you guys individually, but it sounds like to get everyone on the same page mindset-wise?
Yeah, I think it's really important. It's a long season, and you can't look past any week. You can't miss any days. And I think he does a good job of after the game's over, coming back, assessing where we need to get better, and then, like I said, just framing the mental aspect of it, of where we need to go, heading into each game.
Did you see what Saquon Barkley did?
I did. That was insane. Yeah, it was insane.
Defensive player's worst nightmare.
I don't really know how you can defend that. He made a couple guys miss, and then he has his back to somebody and jumps over him. Like it was insane. He's one of the best backs I've ever played. So seeing him do something like that was insane.
Another Miami question, but it applies to any team that's running motion at the snap. It seems like, to me, like 80% of the time, they're running motion at the snap. Changes the strength of the formation. The linebackers have to slide this way.
Yep.
But that it's just now the guard has an angle on you. Are
Yep.
you thinking, okay, how am I going to get back and defeat that? Or can you not think that too much because now you're not playing it honest,
I think it goes both ways. I think you kind of have to fill it out throughout the game and get an idea of what they're trying to do. Miami did a lot of, like you said, jetting to one side and then running outside zone the opposite way. So they get you moving to a certain gap and then, try to get angles on you in the run game. That's a common theme in the NFL, but I think Miami does it really well. But like I said, I think it's just part of the game that you have to fill and kind of understand whether they're trying to get you to move the wrong way or trying to get you to just get angles in the run game. So I think it's a fill type of thing throughout the week.